snake game that was left over from yesterday. Yeah, I think I'll need about 1 to 2 more sessions of this to finish it. But so far, the thing that is done so far is that there's this snake. Okay, let's play that game. There's this more like a blue color ball right now that you can eat the apples using up, down, left, right. Okay, it's kind of lagging. I suspect it's because of Twitch. But yeah, so there's a 30% chance that a rotten apple will appear after eating. Well, I got lucky. And yeah, when you go to this rotten apple, you would lose the game. So yeah, this is the score. So I've been thinking about this, like how to make this work. So there's a few things we need to do. First thing is to make sure that once we eat that apple, we extend the length of the snake. Okay, and then the second thing is basically extend the length of the snake when you eat the apple. And the second thing is we want to. Okay, it's a bit laggy here. I'm trying to concentrate. Yeah, so I've been thinking about how I want to make this game. So the thing that I think I'll go for is maybe the player should try to hit a score of 100, and that's the game. The aim of the game is to hit a score of 100, and then like at various levels of scores, various difficulty modes will be like unlocked. For example, the speed of the snake could be faster and faster after a certain score. Um, the field of vision could be restricted. I could introduce like maybe a square around the snake, and then you can only see that square, and then you cannot see anything else. So you have to sort of remember where the rest of the apples are. Yeah, so certain things like that could be done to increase the difficulty of this game. So the aim is to reach 100 points. I think it'll be quite tough, but yeah, whoever can do that will be quite exciting to see. Now I'll probably try to implement a high score table as well. Yeah, which will be cool. And then I can release this game and see whose snake skills are better. It's actually quite hard. You see, so many apples appeared already, even at 39. Maybe I have to like decrease the rate of rotten apples appearing. Yeah, but yeah, it's okay. So today we'll be doing the extending of the snake's body. So okay, over here this is my head. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to have a new prefab called body. So let's rename this to be called body. Okay, we want the body to be of a different color. Just press W and I just move it around like here. Maybe my body will be a different color. Maybe red, yellow, yellow. Maybe yellow is good for the body. Okay, let me just check my Twitch. Okay, yeah, it's working. Okay, so maybe I'll go for yellow. So in this yellow here, like that, this will be my body, and body can be kinematic. Okay, this is fine as long as you have full kinematic. But actually, I'm thinking it won't be that critical because I will use a trigger for my body. So when I hit my body, what will happen is that I should lose. Okay, so when I hit the body, I should lose. So let me just unpack this prefab completely because we don't want to affect the head prefab, and I will create this prefab to be under prefabs. This will be my body prefab. Okay, so this is what's going to happen right now. Let's just play this and see. When I hit the body itself, because right now it's an untagged tag, I shouldn't lose. But later when I make it tag, okay, so I have to remove the script from the body as well. So now it's like moving together with the snake. So I need to remove the script, remove component. Okay, so maybe in the tag, I should add a tag for say body. So this body tag, the moment I have a collision with my body, is going to trigger the end of game scene. So let's see. I think it's under game manager. Oh no, it should be under head actually. It's okay. We'll just open everything. Yeah. So quite a bit of programming involved in creating a snake game. Yeah, not as easy as what the beginner guides say. Especially if you want to do this kind of fluid motion body snake, where you don't do like grid cell base. You are using the entire width and height of the board. Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Since we are using Unity. So over here in the head, I will do over here. If other game tag is rotten or tag equals, oops, got an E over there. If it's rotten or it's rotten or what do I call it? Body. Yeah, call it body. Okay. So this would do. So now I want to make sure that once I collide with my body, I restart the game. It means game over and I'll have to restart again. So I'm missing the console thing. So I need to load the console tab here so I can see whether there's any errors in my code. It's kind of lagging again. So we just have to wait a while. Okay, looks good. Okay. Right, so this is my body. If I collide with it, I should restart the game because I gave it a collider object. I gave it a oh wait, I haven't tagged it to be body yet. Okay, so be body. So later when I collide with my body, you realize that the game won't end yet. Yeah, because in Snake, if you collide with your own tail, you are supposed to lose. So we need to implement that as well in this game. I'm not sure why my Unity is it's not as okay. Yeah, it's working now. Okay, somehow it's working already. Did I give it the tag already in the body? No, I haven't given it yet. Yet it's already working. So maybe it's because of the trigger. Yeah, I realized I don't need this actually. I made my body a trigger, so I don't even need that tag. It's a redundant tag. But I'll leave it there in case the moment we hit the body, we will load the game over scene. So now it's working perfectly. The next thing we want to do is we want to spawn a body to the back of the head. Okay, the moment so the body will be spawned from the last position of the list of bodies. Okay, and that body will be spawned whenever we eat an apple. So laggy. I'm not sure why. I'm not running any extra processors here. Okay, so if you eat apple, it should be fine. Okay, so it's working well. So if I hit my own body, it will be a collision. So now I want to give some chance to the player. We're gonna make the collider be a bit less. Okay, so over here the radius maybe we can reduce it to 0.03. Yeah, I think this will do so that only when I really hit the center of the body, then I will get hits. So let's try again. So I unallow for some like scraping by kind of effect. Yeah, it's like those Toho shooting games where you don't exactly die when the bullet hits the side of your ship. You only die when the bullet hits right at the center. that kind of idea. So yeah, you can actually scrape by your body, but once you hit the center, you will die. Yeah. So there's some room for error. See, like this, you can scrape by. Yeah, but once you hit the okay, this is good already. Okay, now I want to instantiate. Okay, so I will need this body. Okay, to be in the game manager script itself. So because when we want to instantiate this, we need to instantiate the body itself here. So over here, we will have to take in the body prefab as well. Okay. And then so we need to instantiate based on the head's position and the current direction. Then we instantiate it in the reverse direction of this head's position. So this is a very layman code. Later we need a list of the bodies. Okay, so over here, in generate food, we will instantiate so the body prefab will currently not follow the head right now. I will need a list of waypoints, which I will do later. So right now I'll just get the position of my head here. Okay, we have a we instantiate the body prefab at the head's position. Okay, so get direction. I have a new function called get direction, which I will store the offset of the direction. Okay, so I will instantiate body prefab. Okay, at the position of my head cost minus the offset, and then over here will be quaternion dot identity. Yeah, so this should do it. Yeah, this. So now I need to get the get direction function in head itself. So in order to do the get direction function, I will need to, yeah, let's just do another function here. To tell position of offset, which is direction, to tell current direction. So the what do you call that? The tail will just pop out right behind the current direction. So public vector tree get direction return not transform the position, return direction, because direction is already the vector given here based on what key you press. So the direction is already here. So I will later need a list of I'll need a list of, so for each of the body we will need a direction as well as a current waypoints. So I'll need to store all the waypoints here as well. Let's just try out to see whether the instantiate code for the body is working well first before we do something else. Yeah, it should appear like opposite the direction of where the snake is heading in order for it to be a success. I will just do it modularly, like do it slowly. Not too sure why it's lagging so badly today. That's kind of weird. Okay, let's try again. So here is the snake that I'm doing. The body prefab of game manager has not been assigned. Okay, so over here, maybe in the prefab section in the game manager, I should assign the body prefab already, like here, like that. Yeah, then I should upload revert over here so that we can see this. But now when I reverted, the score text is not there. Okay, so let me just delete this body. Okay, this one shouldn't be there anymore. Okay, now the score text is no longer there. So I need to put the score text inside this. Okay, so that's great. Let's go. Oh, look. Okay, something's weird. When the Oh, I see. When my tail collides with the apple, it loses. Okay, so something wrong with this. Okay, so I only want the trigger to appear when the body. Okay, the body shouldn't have the script head. Yeah, the body should just be a trigger, and this trigger should not collide with anything else. This trigger should only collide with the head itself. If let's say itself collides with the yeah, this on trigger only is on the head. So if anything else happens to trigger the body, it should not do anything. So that was because the body still had the head inside. I still had the script for head inside. Something's really slowing the entire Unity down today. Okay, good. Okay, nice. Okay, so I think the generate distance is kind of huge right now. Yeah, we don't want it to be so far away. So in the game manager, maybe in here the offset times over here we can have a variable called distance. Distance. Okay, we can just call it distance apart. Yeah, maybe just call it distance apart. 0.2 maybe. Yeah, 0.2 the current distance that is being shown. Okay, let's try. Okay, that may be too little. 0.5 maybe, 0.4. I think I need to maybe 0.3 so that it's quite close but not so close. I think 0.3 will be good. I could just run it in the game manager. I edit my variable here in the game manager here and make it distance part, make it 0.3 and apply prefab. Okay. Yeah, so now it's loading, but I think the distance should be all right already because 0.3. Yeah, yeah, that looks good. That looks quite tight actually. Oh, wait a minute, something went wrong there. I just died instantly. What happened? Okay, maybe the distance is too little. 0.4 then. Yeah. So yeah, could be that the distance is too little. Because the whenever the apple is, or rather whenever the tail spawns, it triggers based on, so anything that comes in contact with the collider. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. So later I want all these like tails to follow the waypoints of my head. So in each of the, okay, so now it looks like it's okay. Just now it probably got, actually it's quite hard. Even if, even if you don't have a following tail, you just have a head like that. It's super difficult when you have apples like that, because you see you leave behind this trail. Super difficult. In this game, if the game was like that for Snake, it would be quite hard, in my honest opinion. Okay, looks good already. So now let's do the script for the head. Sorry, the body. It's gonna duplicate the head script. Just going to call it body. Let's change this here. Okay, the move speed will keep it. Okay. Uh, the direction is important because we need to store the direction of the head. Okay. We also need the game manager. That's right. Over here, the update wise, we don't need this, but instead of doing this, we will just change the direction based on the next wave. Okay, so the direction will change based on waypoint. Okay, so over here we have a vector 3 waypoint equals to, okay, we don't really have a starting waypoint, so let's just leave it as that. Where at the start we need to get the current direction and waypoint. So maybe we can have here, um, okay, so in this get direction get waypoint, we'll get the waypoint itself. Okay, so it is at waypoint. Okay, so we want to find out the distance between two vectors. I think there's an easier way to do this. Distance between two vector trees. Find Euclidean. Ah, so irritating. My whole computer is lagging. Find Euclidean distance between two vectors in Unity. Ah, see vector 3 dot distance. Yeah, so if the vector 3 dot distance, this position and my waypoint is smaller equals to, let's call it offset. Okay, so over here we have an offset that we can determine when the, let's just make it 0.1 f. So this is 0.1 away from the desired waypoint, we load the next waypoint. Okay, so we probably need the waypoint number over here also. So int waypoint num. Yeah, so maybe the waypoint num I make it 0 at the beginning. So the moment we find the waypoint, we get this. Okay, so perhaps we can even subsume this under a function called uh, get waypoint. So this function will actually is a void. So gets the next waypoint. And it'll be here. So at the beginning, I just need to save the, the waypoint num of the final. Uh, Basically, I just need to, when I create a new body, I just need to get the waypoint num of the last body number. Yeah. Okay. This will make sense later, I guess. Yeah. So over here, that waypoint num. So we get this. So over here, we can also do a waypoint num plus plus because we load the next waypoint. Okay. Update the head's position. Uh, we change it to update the body's position over here. Then over here, transform the position equals to move towards, okay, my position. And over here will be, instead of transform the position plus direction, this will be a waypoint because the waypoint itself will tell you where to move. Okay, then this get position, get direction, all these are okay. Upon encountering wall, this one we don't need it because the body will not have any, you won't die if the body goes into anything. And there's no collision for body as well. The collision will be based purely on the head itself. And there's no need to load game over as well in the body. Yeah, so the only thing that needs to be done is just return the direction. Okay, and we also need to return the position so that we can actually get the direction of our body. So okay, now I don't want to do so complicated. We just do a unit test first. We just test whether our direction and waypoint num all this can be updated. So we need to create these two. We need to create get direction and get waypoint of this current waypoint num. Okay, so whenever I have a head movement turn, I'll need to create a new list too. Okay, so let's see how do I create a new list in C sharp. Yeah, so it's here list T. T means type. Yeah, so I believe it's something list equals to new list. So this is not very good. I want to use a list. So let's see how do I do this. C sharp list tutorial. Yeah, that's what I need. List the type equals to new list. Okay, so to add the thing is just dot add. Okay, so list something number list equals new list. So over here in the game manager, okay, in the private variables, we have a list vector tree. We can call this list because in our body we need to refer to two things, direction and waypoints. So we can just call it directions equals to new list vector tree. List vector tree waypoints to new list. Okay, so in the event, our first waypoint and first direction will be given at the beginning. So, okay, let's see how do I clear a list in C sharp. Actually, I think I don't may not need to do it, but there's a list of clear. So the first thing we want to do is we want to add the first waypoint. Okay, so directions dot add our current direction, which is what's my current direction? Yeah, head dot get direction. Yeah, so the current head direction will be added to the directions vector, and the current this head pos and offset will be added to the waypoints. Actually, I don't think I'll need this because when we start, we will definitely start with a blank list. So we definitely will get the head dot get position plus head dot get direction. So we'll definitely get this too here to add to the waypoints list at the beginning. So maybe I don't have the direction. I just need to have the head position. So this will happen every time we do a generate. Every time we okay at the start, this will happen. And also the whenever the head turns, we need to do this. Okay, so why not we just at the start of this we just call game manager dot maybe add list. We just call it add list or add waypoint. Yeah, save the trouble. We let the head do the dictating. So add waypoint and then we put in the direction and the position. Yeah, why not we do this? Then every time we do a turn over here, yeah, every time we do a turn, we just add the waypoint. Yeah, rather than I keep querying what's my direction, what's the thing, I'll just add the waypoint here. I say, okay, the direction is down and the waypoint is there. So much easier if I do it like that. Yeah, so I have a game manager dot add waypoint. Okay, then in my add waypoint, public void get waypoint. Okay, I have a vector 3 direction and a vector 3 position. And then we just need to add these two here. So at the start of the simulation, this will be called by the head, and then I'll get my first waypoints already. And then here, this one will be direction and position. This is actually called add waypoint. Okay, so whenever we generate the prefab, body prefab, okay, whenever we generate the body prefab, the body itself, when it's called, okay, you'll be given a waypoint number. Okay, so we can make it find the game object of type game manager. Okay, and then we can call get waypoint num here. Okay, but before that we also need to get waypoint num. So this get waypoint num will tell the body what waypoint number is currently at. Unless we have the means, once we instantiate this body.prefab, body prefab, we straight away we can also put this body prefab in a list, and then we straight away get the. I think that's not necessary. We can just straight away we can just store the directions and waypoints. Okay, and whenever we generate a food, we we can just take this waypoint here, and when we get this at waypoint, we can get all the waypoints already. And whenever the body reaches the waypoint, it will then find the next number of waypoint and move towards it. So as long as this get waypoint number is correct, it's good. So yeah, we need the waypoint number of the last body actually. Based on the last body, we need to generate the based on the last body object, we need to generate this. Yeah, so actually this is not head pause, this is actually body. Okay, this is actually a little bit confusing because I myself have not done this before, so it's quite new. So we need to store this in object body. Bodies. Yeah, so we have a bodies dot add body. So the reason why I did this is so that when I instantiate the prefab, I will straight away uh, get it as a game object, and I can then store it into the list body. So when we instantiate this, we need to know. Okay, so the first prefab for the body itself. Okay, the first prefab. Oh, sorry, the first element in the body's array will basically be will be the head itself. So we can just put bodies dot add head. So this will be the position of where the so when I want to know what position it is and what waypoint is following, I can then in the head script, because I have my direction here, and the waypoint is following. Okay, so the body will return a get position and get direction. Okay, in my head I have a get position and get direction as well. So it's going to be the same thing when I instantiate this. So over here, we want to instantiate the last element in the list. So how do we get the last element in the list? How to get last element in C sharp list? I think it's bracket minus one. Yeah, list dot count minus one. Yeah, there's no, you need to do the list dot count minus one because there's no such thing as minus one in C sharp, unlike Python. Yeah, so we need to do the list dot count minus one. So over here, okay, rather than doing the head pause and the offset, okay, okay, we can still do it here for this previous pause, okay, instead of head pause. Instead of head dot get direction, we will do a bodies dot count minus one dot get position, and then the same thing for the offset. So is to get the previous, basically the last element in this bodies array. We want to get the position and the direction. Then we instantiate this with the body prefab. Okay, and then we add this instantiated object into the body prefab. So give us the position and direction of the previous body. Okay, then for the waypoints, we have a separate list of waypoints and directions. Uh, Actually, there's no need for the directions array anymore because if I store the body here, the body can already give me the offset. So there's no need for this direction array. It's now more or less we just need the waypoints array actually. Okay, we don't need the directions array anymore. So we can take away this. We just need to know what is our waypoint. Actually, do we need the direction? Actually, we still need the no, we don't need to because with just the waypoint itself, I can already navigate already. So we just need the waypoints. Okay. So in the get waypoint itself, I don't need this direction at all. So the direction is not needed. Mm, I still need the direction of, okay, it's a bit too hasty there. Yeah, let's still keep the direction because we still need to return the direction in order to generate this prefab, we need the direction. So let's keep the direction there. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep the direction there. So the thing is, how do I get the waypoint number right now? Okay, so I will need to know what is the previous waypoint number. Okay, so yeah, I'll need to know this. Yeah, have I implemented this already? Get direction, get waypoint. No, I haven't implemented that yet. So based on the waypoint num, I will return the bodies waypoint num dot get direction. Okay, and then in the public vector tree get position. Okay, I realize it's wrong. It's not this bodies get direction or what. We need to return the in these waypoints itself. Return directions waypoint num. Yeah, return way. Yeah, get position is like get the next waypoint. Get direction and get waypoint. It's called get waypoint. Yeah, I need a way to tell this body prefab. Once I add this body itself, I need to tell. I need a way to find out what is the current waypoint, and then give that waypoint to this body itself. So what I can do is body dot set waypoint will be this body stop. Okay, so over here will so the current waypoint that this guy is following, the the next person will also follow that body stop count -1 dot gets way get waypoint num. I think I have this function already done. So set waypoint is going to be current waypoint. Yeah. So I think in body I have already a get waypoint num. We should return this, and then I will just need a. So it's a little confusing. We need to have a waypoint number to tell us what's the next waypoint to follow, and the direction is we can get all this from the game manager. But we also need to like tell the individual instantiations, okay, what number to follow. So in the set waypoint num, we take in a waypoint num. So this dot waypoint num equals to waypoint num. Okay, then once we set ready, then we also want to get the waypoint. That's a lot of code for today. Yeah. So we get the current waypoint, we set the current waypoint. Yeah. At the start, we game manager dot get waypoint num. Okay, so we can either do it here or we can do it at the body's code. We can just do it at the body's code. So we don't need this. And this one we can take. We also don't need this. Yeah. So the moment we yeah, we don't need the code to do the get waypoint num because when we instantiate this already, we straight away set the waypoint in this body. Okay, and over here when we start, we do the update. Okay, we need a current uh, we need something for the waypoint. So maybe this waypoint can just be a random vector that will never that we will never reach. Yeah, so that it doesn't like when it calls for update here, it will always not be updated. Yeah, because we don't want this to be updated yet. And then we step and move towards this. Hmm, maybe a better way to do it will be to just uh, a better way to do it will be to just give it the current position so that we don't move anywhere. Yeah, it's a bit confusing here. So in the game manager itself, what we have created today is we've created three new lists: directions, waypoints, and bodies. So the body will store all the body game objects. The waypoints will store the position of the next waypoint. The directions will store the position of the next direction. So upon instantiation of my bodies, okay, I will give it the current waypoint. Okay, and the current waypoint will be the previous body's waypoint number. Okay, so it means that for the head itself, it needs to return a waypoint number as well. Default is 0 for head. Yeah, so we just return 0 for the tree public ints, because the head will only be called once. Will always be caught only after the apple has been eaten. So we don't need to update the waypoint for this. Unless in here in the game manager dot add waypoint, whenever we call this, our waypoint number increase by one. Actually, why not? We just have a waypoint num as 0 at the beginning. Okay, this one we don't care because whenever we do a game manager dot add waypoint, we also need to increase the waypoint num for this. Yeah, why not, right? Yeah, so the first waypoint will always be in the game manager, the first waypoint, okay, the first waypoint will always be the head's position. Okay, so body dot add head, okay, and then we also need to add the current waypoint, okay, which will be the head's position, I guess. Yeah, that will be. So whenever we eat the food, we will generate a new body prefab, and this body prefab will be put at this distance away from the head. Okay, we add the body here, we set the waypoint. Looks good so far. Mm, I mean, I wouldn't know what went wrong. I think there will be things going wrong because I added a huge chunk of code. I haven't tested it yet. So we have get direction, get waypoint, which tells us in that list what's the next direction, what's the next waypoint. Okay, so I guess the only waypoint right now is, yeah, I guess I will have the first waypoint. Okay, the first waypoint should be, okay, let's just add the waypoint, right? Just add waypoint. Okay, add waypoint. Because the default direction is going up, so the first waypoint can be vector 3 dot up, and then the head dot get position. Okay, plus vector 3 dot up times 100. Yeah, so basically our first waypoint can be all the way at the top. Just in case that once we spawn, there's many apples coming, and our first waypoint will be all the way at the top. Okay, let's just try it out and hope for the best. I expect many errors, so okay, let's brace ourselves and add I need the console tab, so let's add tab console. Okay, there it is. Do you see the number of errors? That's programming. It's always like that. Look at that. Okay, let's solve them one by one. A view initializer cannot reference the non-static component.transform. Okay, I think I know why. I haven't put the script on body yet. I need to put the script on body in order for body to access transform. They don't allow me because I haven't finished clearing these errors yet. Okay, let's solve one by one. Implicit conversion type into unity vector 361. This should be an int. We solve the easy problems first. Okay, let's start from the top. A field initializer. This is script's body for line 14. A field initializer cannot access the non-static method component.transform. I thought I could do it directly because like I did the transform directly over here also in the head. A field initializer cannot reference the non-static method component.transform. Oh, I see. Okay, I guess I'll just leave it blank then. Uh, yeah, let's just do it. So basically, I wait for the set waypoint num to give the waypoint num. Cannot convert from head to unity game object. Game manager number 26. I guess I could just do this head.game object. Error. Game object does not contain a definition for get position. Okay, where's this? Number 59. Game object does not contain a definition for get position. This one. So there's no get position in this. There is. No, it's here. Unless in the body I don't have get. I have get position as well, so it should work. Ah, okay. So if I use a game object itself, I cannot use a function. Okay, how to reference a function from game object in Unity. This is very important. Yeah, I faced this issue before, so it looks like we need to oops, this page needs to missing. Yeah, but looks like I need to access another function. We need to get component of that script. Yeah, but it's supposed to work though, because if I already find the game object, okay, I should be able to call the functions. Yeah, maybe instead of game objects over here. Yeah, no, but I still need to. Okay, so if I save it as a game object, I may not be able to call the functions like this. Okay, all these four errors are the same. It's all related to the game object not being able to reference this get position, get waypoint, and so on. So this is a issue of the game object over here. This game object here. Okay, sorry, wrong place. When we add this game object into bodies, okay, and then once we want to reference this get position, get everything right, we're not able to access the script to do it. Okay, and that causes an issue. So this will need to be solved. Okay, so reference script from game object Unity. Let's try to solve it. Public game object, some game object. Okay, so we have the game object already. Yeah, I already have this, so that's not an issue. I guess I'll need to. I think I'll need to get a get component. Yeah, it's kind of irritating though because like that I'll need to keep getting the component of it. So maybe I may not want to have this as a game object list. Yeah, I wonder find object of type. What kind of things does it return? Yeah, what format does it return to? Returns the loaded object that matches that type. Yeah, so it will not be a game object, it will be a type. So it will either be a head or a body. Unless I just get an active update of my body over here. So let me just think about it. Yeah, I'll probably try to correct this issue again on Saturday. Yeah, to see how it goes. But idea is that because I have a game object and I cannot get my script to run from the game object, I need to do like a get component, like maybe get component. I need to do something like the component body, and then maybe this would work. So yeah, so I need to do something like this. Okay, but if let's say I were to do this for the head object, like the first object, this wouldn't work because I don't have a body in the head object. So I will need to find a way to get this position, direction, and waypoint number without going through the game object. So I mean, one way I could do it is just to have the latest waypoint of. So basically, when we create this, I could just have the waypoint of the last person, just return. Yeah, so I'll think about how to best do it. But this is something that will need to be toggled. Then we can then work on whether this whole thing works. So there, this is the one of the toughest part of snake. But after this is working, the rest will be very simple. Okay, I've got to go now. Yeah, thanks for watching and see ya.